to 100% or nothing, new edition, in person. This is not AI, it's not CGI, it's nothing with I. There's no I in team. Don't know where I'm going with this. But anyway, I was here in Durham, and luckily in Durham there are also these two hooligans. And so we thought, why not drop some truth bombs all over the place by giving you what you need, or maybe what you don't need. Basically, first up.
Hold on, Dan. Just take off. We got the hook for the glasses. That's that word.
I was wondering what was when that was happening.
So you were in Durham, or you're still in Durham?
Well, yeah, I was in Durham when I arrived, and now I'm still in Durham after having arrived. Yeah. Is that? Yeah. So we're in Durham. There's going to be some editing needed.
I'm in the Durham studio.
I'm in the Durham studio here, in everything's Hattonless something. So we're in Hattonley.
We're nowhere near Henley.
Okay.
What even is this place? Is it like Fran?
Let's not tell anybody.
It's in France. Yeah, undisclosed location.
It's actually Framlegate Moor.
We're in an undisclosed location, but all we need to know about this place is that the decor is phenomenal.
Don't need to worry, because nobody would find it anyway, because it took me about 45 minutes.
Well,
it's like a house that's
I dropped off half an hour up the street.
That is true. The description of how to get here was there's a kebab shop near, which didn't really.
No.
There are a few kebab shops, so that didn't really help. Anyway, we're here, and we were here for the UltraFlex Open in its second year, but it was kind of its third year, kind of because you had the max muscle before that in 2018. So.
Is that when it was 18?
Shit, that's
quite
a lot.
Yeah, because I used to do the UKBFF qualifier for, Jesus, I should know this, shouldn't I really? 2-3 years maybe?
The north east?
Yeah, it was the northeast UKBFF qualifier, and the reason I left that, this might be a little bit controversial, but this is kind of when it first started happening. So UKBFF, they used to not be allowed to have an overall for whatever reason. The presidents, I won't say the names, even though they were always fine with me. We used to have the meeting with all of the show promoters and stuff, and we would ask, could we have an overall? We were always told no, even though as the promoter we would buy the trophy and stuff. So whatever the reason, we weren't allowed an overall. And this particular year, Sarah Bridges, rest in peace, Sarah, bless her, she's not with us now. She came over and said, "Hey Anthony, do you want to have an overall today?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course. I've always wanted an overall, but unfortunately I don't have a trophy because we don't usually have an overall." So anyway, we had an overall. And this is when they first started bringing out like the females and the male physique and stuff like all together, because generally bodybuilding was like the men's classes, that was it, wasn't it? You had the short, medium, tall, or the 4 classes for NABA. You didn't have like the juniors in the overall, you didn't have the ladies. So anyway, everybody came out and they did the overall. And again, this is when male physique was kind of just starting to come through and stuff. And bizarrely, the male physique guy kind of won, so... Yeah, nothing against male physique, but that was why I said, I can't really do this. I know they kind of, we did the show at the weekend, didn't we? And they've explained like how it works, like how Ellis kind of won the overall and she was wellness type of thing. It's whoever represents their class
the best.
But back then we didn't like have all that explanation. I just thought a male physique guy can't beat a bodybuilder. Because like one's got shorts on and one. So that was why I left the UKBFF kind of event and start doing the max muscle thing, but COVID happened and we haven't done anything since until the first UltraFlex Open. So,
which went well, and this year was even bigger.
We were still a little bit quiet, unfortunately. We spoke about this, Dan. It's pretty difficult when it's an unsanctioned event because there isn't any finals or there's no pro card or whatever. So, do
you think people are scared to do it because of the restrictions that the pro athletes have? They think it's going to like impact.
Maybe that's a little bit of it. I mean, I have spoken to some guys in the gym and stuff who've kind of said they're only doing pro qualifiers. So, hey, it's my first contest was in the leisure centre. So, I guess it's just changed. I guess the guys are shooting for a pro card after like a very short period in the gym, so they're kind of going for PCA and two bros and stuff. So it is what it is.
I mean, the UK BFF used to do that. Like, if you'd qualified and you went and did like a NABA, then your qualification spot for the British or whatever you're doing was nulled. But you could potentially do a NABA and then do the UK BFF and like switch over.
I know they have squashed that now, but unfortunately UK BFF just kind of isn't the two bros is the pro qualifier now, isn't it? So
yeah, they've got the MPC.
They kind of left it a little late in the day, didn't they, unfortunately? So.
What happened with that? Because the UK BFF, I don't remember that ever being like an MPC sanctioned event. Was it? But
wasn't it like one of the only federations that you could go down?
It was the only one.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, but I don't know whether it was an MPC one. Whereas like Two Bros is kind of like a promotion company for MPC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The UK BFF has kind of went like a European route now, haven't they? So you can be an IFBB Pro Elite. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Which isn't the IFBB original IFBB Pro.
Yeah, which is weird how it's still allowed to be called IFBB.
Yeah, they did have kind of a court battle over that, I think, and that's why it has to be called for UK BFF. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's a IFBB Pro Elite.
So what the fuck is an IFBB Pro Elite?
It's
Is there IFBB Pro Elite shows?
There are.
To be fair, there is some really good athletes. I've seen some of the Europeans and stuff. But
the wellness class pro division, all of the Brazilians, all of that, all did IFBB Pro Elite because it hadn't made its way in.
Yeah.
Got you.
But it's still not a proper IFBB Pro card.
It's not. Most people kind of know that. But the show was good. There was I thought the standard last year was good, but I thought the standard this year was even better.
Definitely, I agree.
The standards both years was really good. We just need more numbers. Yeah. And unfortunately there was some issues on the day. I'll briefly touch on that. Matt will tell you we were down on the Friday and there was certain things that I was promised. Not to chastise the event or whatever. I know shit happens, but we had some issues with the mics. We didn't have enough mics. The LED screen wasn't as large as promised. We had some issues backstage. They were doing some work backstage and they didn't complete it as promised. So yeah, it was a little bit of a shit show early on, but hey, we got it running and stuff. And just a bit disappointing on the venue because, again, ask Matt. Sometimes I feel like I'm a big pain in the ass when I'm speaking to somebody and then somebody said, hey, this should be all right tomorrow. And I was like, well, I don't really like that word, should. Could you get the guy on the phone on loudspeaker and let me know if this is going to happen? And he's like, yeah, this will all be done tomorrow. And unfortunately it wasn't, so I do apologise, guys.
It should be ready for it should be ready the day before for sure. Yeah. It was a bit rushed. Obviously it was my first time emceeing and it was only when I fully stood up there that I realised I was like, I've been to some shows and then I realised that I'm always backstage.
Yeah, never been there.
I'm always backstage at the shows. And the only thing that caught me was when there was one competitor. I was like, well, do I take them off to put them back on? Do I? Yeah. Then, but
some people did mention that. They were like, oh, why is somebody coming off for a pose down on their own? I was like, the guys probably spent a good chunk of weeks getting ready for the contest. Yeah. We haven't got tons of competitors, so it's not going to run right through. Right, let the guy come on and have his 16 minutes pose down, do you know what I mean? So get some pictures and stuff. Maybe his grandma's in the back row shouting for him and stuff. So yeah, some people do have some weird comments. Oh, what was the point? Having the guy up by himself. He's probably just fucking died for 20 weeks. So.
Yeah. You don't want to just turn up and grab the trophy. May as well stay at home and have it sent to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because he's the only one. Yeah.
Of course.
I think that's what you see a lot now, though. If there's only one competitor in a class and they do get brought on themselves, they get brought on, get handed the trophy, and then they're back off as quick as.
Really?
Yeah. But I think it's. The most important is to be able to give them time.
Yeah, they still did the work.
Yeah, 100%.
They still did the work. It's just unfortunate. And there are so many shows now that you can turn up and no one's there.
Yeah,
it didn't used to be the case 10 years ago. The chance of you turning up and seeing no one.
I remember Paul Smith's old show UQBFF South Coast. So that got so big at one point. Literally, even the winners weren't doing any routine. It was crazy.
I do remember there was a point actually where all the routines were cut to like 20 seconds or.
No, there literally was like some classes weren't even allowed to do the routine, even the winners, and like you got to think like you brought like 5 members of your family, you practice your posing routine for like however many weeks.
At least 3
Maybe
hours.
you're like Nana pats at the back, like hey, look out! And it's like, sorry, Nana, but I do my routine. Like and to travel like 5 hours to watch it. It is a bit shit.
I mean, they still do it with the top 6. So like at the NPC shows, if you don't make the top 6, you're not.
Yeah, you're not doing
gone.
anything. Yeah.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
gone.
it is pretty brutal, unfortunately.
But then the classes were like big. Even now with 2018, like at the British, I think there was like 30.
Yeah, you just don't see that now, do you,
No, I
unfortunately.
don't see 30. But then the show's running like every weekend. Like
Multiple 2 or 3 shows every weekend.
yeah, like because you were trying to pick maybe a date where the like maybe wasn't
There just
another
isn't
show.
one, but I
It's
think
just-
this past weekend there was 2 rows of PCA and there was a big Gymshark event. I think Seabums and
It was in London, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure we didn't lose a lot of people who was going to see Seabums in London, but yeah, it is what it is.
No, the other point the other thing we have on the agenda is a new point system for the Olympia, which I'm actually not savvy to.
To be honest, I haven't actually looked at it. I just saw it quickly on Instagram. You're gonna have to have a look, Dan. They did used to have the point system because when I turned pro, you know, I was totally realistic. I can't remember. I was like 35, maybe something like that. Pretty bashed up. You know, I ain't got fucking flexibility genetics. So I was thinking, you know, maybe I could do a few like smaller European shows, build some points up, maybe get to the Olympia. I knew even if I got to the Olympia, I'll get fucking smoked. But just to kind of stand on that stage, we're like, oh yeah. We're chopping the point system now. You've got to win a pro show. I was like, fuck, like that probably ain't going to happen. So, but now they've brought it back. I think the reason is just to try and. In the past, the point system is so more people get on stage.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it's now designed so less people can compete. So I haven't looked into it fully. So
I've seen something like only
25 or
25, 26
Yeah.
competitors are going to qualify for next year's Olympia.
So you're saying you could win a pro show and still not qualify because the points of that show are low?
possibly yes,
Yeah,
because it's
something
like they
like
have
that.
like tiers, don't they? So
Yeah. Like the Arnold carries more points than.
Arnold, New York Pro, and then you got like the smaller European shows are less
Right.
points.
So it's maybe targeting for more people to do pro shows,
Or do multiple.
but you have to ultimately do multiple pro shows and do well in order to be able to gain points to get a qualification for the Olympia. So they're making it harder to get to the Olympia, even for the better pros.
Yeah.
From
Or maybe we just haven't read the post.
Yeah,
and we've got that totally wrong.
Alright, put it in the comments.
For some reason,
26
whatever
per
it
class.
is they do with the points, it's to reduce the competitors. Because there's too many classes now, isn't there? There's all the bikini,
Yeah.
male physique, all that stuff. The show, like, I'm sure on the Olympia last year, some of the guys weren't getting on stage at like 11 in the evening.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. You know what it's like, Dan, even at like like our like lower level, you're sitting around all you fucking stressed to death.
Oh,
Like,
mate. Yeah.
these guys are riding on like Mr. Olympia for 500 grand or whatever.
Well, yeah, and they've got to go and do it again, right? Next day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 days, yes. Saturday, Sunday. Or Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Man, I know everybody says put the bodybuilders on first, which would be the ideal scenario because they're the guys who are dehydrated and stuff. But as soon as the bodybuilders are on, then everybody kind of fucks off. So
Which is actually kind of, in the amateur, is the opposite. Like most of the people used to, because they did that when Physique first came in, like bodybuilders were last and there was no one. I remember like winning my first overall and there was like one guy. Because all the Physique guys, they've got all their bros and, you know,
Yeah.
probably their weekend buddies and stuff, and they've all got their t-shirts. They buy all the tickets.
Yeah, yeah.
And by the time the bodybuilders were on, everyone had just left.
Yeah.
back when I was competing earlier on, back in the 50s, it was always like men's bodybuilder last, then the guest poser. The guest poser was always like last.
Yeah.
But even with that, people like, people don't really even care about the guest poser that much anymore.
Yeah, I think they do if they're into real bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Again, I do apologise. We had Nathan booked in as guest board. Unfortunately, he injured his hamstring.
He did turn up.
Yeah, that's fair play to Nathan. He drove 4 hours still on some
Did
painkillers and stuff just to be at the event and be at the gym the next day. So big props to
Did
Nathan
hand out some trophies.
for actually turning up with an injured hamstring. And big props to big thanks to Nick, last year's winner. Mr. Crazy Quads, for coming to guest pose. Because I know Nick, he's a little bit like me, Nick. We had a chat and like he just does it for the training and then like he's not really into the stage thing. So for him to get up and guest pose as a kind of a favour is much appreciated.
And he's put some fucking size.
Yeah, man, he's fucking...
That was fucking crazy. Yeah.
And he's put some tissue on.
Yeah, that's wild. So we don't actually know about the point system, but there is a point system. So the other one is Khifie retired from the stage.
No, because I know he said he's retired, but is he like 100%?
Are you
I feel as if I'm on the verge of 95% right now. But that 5% could be opened back up if I get sick of food in the next couple of weeks, and then feel as if I need to diet again.
If
I'm in no rush. That's
well, no, you're still...
see, Chris, you told me you were officially retired forever.
I would like to say that.
Maybe that was like a off the cuff decision off the back of a show.
I think I definitely felt the pressure to compete last year.
Yeah.
After already having like a very good off season. Like I was not feeling ready to diet or anything like that, but I was like, I've took a year off and now I need to prep. But then I need to also like remember my age and stuff like that, and then not kind of give in to maybe the pressure of social media and feel as if the only way for me to stay relevant and stuff like that. You know, I think all of that kind of went through, and then I was also like speaking with people and I was getting asked more like, oh, you competing this year, and then I almost felt obliged to be like, I've took a year off, I now need to compete.
Yeah.
But then last year we had a really good prep and a really good run of shows and everything like that went well, but it was also just almost the whole year, and then by the time I got my body back to like starting to kick again, it was like January, February.
It felt like your prep was forever. Maybe it wasn't. How long actually was it?
Start of March until I would like to say the very end of October.
I mean,
9 months.
Yeah.
Is that like a natty thing?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing a run of like more shows, and to be honest, like the majority of my shows were within a couple of weeks. So like I say a couple of weeks. It was like one show, a couple of weeks, the next show, and then I had like 3 back to back. And then maybe like 3 weeks until the next show. So we done a lot, but I also just got to the end of prep and training was like the worst it's ever been. Yeah. But I think it was mentally the worst it had ever been because of how bad I was feeling in training.
Bridging shows is the worst. Like, for me, I don't know whether it's the same as you, like getting the goal of the first show and you're like there, so obviously you're already pretty much there.
Yeah.
And it's not what you're eating, it's not the cardio you do, it's the body fat.
Yeah.
And your body's screaming like this isn't sustainable. And you've already done one show. Maybe if you win, maybe it's a boost, or maybe you didn't do as well, and you're thinking. And obviously when you're in prep, all you want to do is get bigger. Because you've seen the gaps that you maybe that were hiding.
Yeah.
And so you want to like
get back to the gym.
I always write all my like plans, have mad plan ideas that I usually end up not doing because they're too ridiculous. But I always write them out like, yeah, this is I'm gonna do a wrist day or whatever. I'm gonna train 6 days.
What, did you spot that your wrists were lacking on?
Yeah, like that. That's.
You just hit a front double bicep and be like, shit, them wrists.
Not enough wrist.
Hey, jokes aside, I think like shots like a front lat spread. If you got like skinny shit forearms, it does look crap.
Yeah.
Forearms still count, I think. Or a side chest where you got like a huge Dorian Yates forearm.
The Andrew Jacked was the one that I thought had.
I didn't want to say it down.
I know I didn't want to say it, but he was so huge. But I think it was the only time where I thought his silhouette was off just from.
Yeah, I actually agree. It does look weird.
His forearms or wrists.
And his forearms. Also, they were so long, like in some of the shots, it kind of there was much more gap. It was probably the only person I've actually seen where I've been like, oh, actually that is.
It does look a little bit weird in the side chest as well when someone doesn't have a forearm.
I'm pretty sure they're there now, but like at the beginning, I don't know whether it's because he grew so fast.
He's probably got a 25-inch upper arm as well.
I mean there's probably something to do with it as well. So Khifie's maybe.
So he's gone from definitely retired
Just
to maybe.
just a maybe, but no time soon.
How old are you now, Chris?
27.
Nah, you got ages yet, man.
So I could potentially get to the point where I'm like, just never feeling ready. And if I'm never feeling ready, I'm never going to give back into the pressure.
What's the goal then if it's not that? In your
I
head,
don't really feel as if I have a goal in bodybuilding anymore, as in competitive bodybuilding.
Yeah, you're just injury free, aren't you? Because you're just enjoying your training.
I would like to say that my body is absolutely cooked, and I'm running through a few niggles right now, but it's like, I'm also that kind of, I don't really know how to like go into depth of it, but I just don't really give a shit. I just enjoy, I just love to train. I'm always going to go to the gym regardless. You know? Like I'm always,
you were in the day, so
I-
obviously you make a bit of noise when you deadlift and stuff.
Yeah.
Me and Dan, Dan's like obviously 2.5 weeks out, and I'm fucking mashed up with this arm and stuff. So we kind of, I have to take it easy anyways. And Dan was like kind of on purposely not guns, and Dan's like, yeah, I just want to do that again.
I did, yeah, you were down there making some noise, and I was like, can we just go and do that?
Yes.
yeah, I was doing some good old pendlay roast today.
Yeah, I like a bit of pendulum, but just not anymore, unfortunately. Because you can fucking, I'm not going to do the old grip and rip thing, but you can't proper grip and rip a pendulum and just fucking whoosh.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's why I just don't I just don't care about anything else, you know. Like I've worked through loads and loads of niggles, and I always have them. My body definitely is not fresh 24/7, not fresh right now. I wake up in the morning and I probably wake up and make worse decisions from a recovery perspective, but that's
Yeah,
me,
if you're
you know?
going to be training hard, you're always going to have niggles like all the time.
it's inevitable, you know.
It's just if you get a serious, injury that kind of puts you out, but niggles are fine. You're going to get niggles, aren't you?
You know, it's
Well, at your age, I remember like doing something, like getting a niggle, being like, yeah, I'm fucking hard.
yeah.
I'm fucking hard. And then in a week it was gone, and now I'm like, I think I got away with that, and 3 months later it's like still there.
Honestly, I had like tendonitis in my left arm. That's probably why the tricep ended up tearing. I remember doing training with Leroy for the DVD. It was like tendonitis was like 2016 up until like the tricep tear, which was like last year or so. Because I remember I had those chic fucking things on just to try and keep my arm in one
the
place.
wraps, yeah.
Then it was like, fucking come on, one more, hold it right there. I'm like, my arm's gonna fucking explode. Yeah. We're just all done, it's all good.
Yeah.
I was still managing to do so. I'm still managing to enjoy it, but I do miss training to my absolute like capacity where I haven't even thought about it. I remember like going to met Brian Shaw for some seminar, and he was talking about like, oh, I've got this nerve like injury, and I was like, what's a nerve injury? I thought you just either tore muscles off or you didn't. And it even occurred to me this other thing that could go wrong. It just to be able to lift at like your absolute like capacity. It's just something. Whereas I'm like, I'll go down. Like, well, it feels a bit weird. Maybe I'll do another warm up. And like I guess learning to be. I know they say listen to your body, but I didn't listen to my body for.
Nobody listens to their body, of course. That's how you end up in the fucking shit all like army.
And probably my first like proper injury was like I was over 35.
Yeah, we always get pulled on the HIT type of training to failure and stuff. Honestly, I didn't have a serious injury till like after fucking 20 years of training.
No.
So,
But I think it's also the part of a serious injury versus a niggle. Majority nowadays, or for however long, I don't know, but if you get a little niggle, it's like almost the exact same as a major injury, you know. And the world's ended.
Yeah. Whereas quite a lot of them can, especially the young kids.
95% can absolutely work around the niggle.
Yeah. I probably don't even need to fucking work around it.
Yeah.
Like, have a day off.
Yeah.
It'll probably be alright. That kind of like moves us the other one. I know we talk about science-based lifting and all that sort of stuff, and I've actually managed to fix my algorithm by purposefully not looking at any of it. As soon as I see, like,
Yeah, just hit that thing where it says, "Do not show me any more of this."
yeah, like, so I've managed to like, because I was trying to find examples today and I couldn't really find any. Do you think
Well,
it's
over
sort of-
19 million posts, that's science.
Yeah, well, I've managed to make it a little bit better. Do you think it's like on its way out? Because some of the stuff I'm seeing, I'm like, surely this is rage bait, and they're just building. Like,
I have seen some pages now where it says former rage beta.
Right,
And then
right.
now they've got a big forum, they're kind of saying, let's do the real content, but it's still shit anyway, so.
it's
It's fucking shit,
it's
man.
still
It's
shit.
getting silly. It is getting really silly now.
Well, it became such a trend that now people like were like trying to shoehorn like normal lifting into being science lifting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you know, it's like if you know how to research something and you do it through bias, you can.
yeah.
I can link any study to what I'm doing.
Of course.
Like, you know, as long as I don't look at an opposing view, you can like shoehorn anything in. That's the whole thing about like research. And until we can like train and in real time be hooked up to like DEXA scanning and like, you know, and have biopsies whilst doing squats or something, like, you never really know. And then throw the infinite variable of like everyone's fucking different.
Yeah, I'm sure you get some genetic model who would make progress trend, but I have never known anybody past or present who has like a really good physique who does those shitty fucking exercises. So
I think it's been around long enough so that some of them should be massive.
yeah, that's what I mean.
It's like, you know, it's been around, you know, easily 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years for
But
people
anybody
to start.
who actually has a ton of muscle right now, trained for 10, 15 years before that 5 years started, and have ultimately just, I would say, maintained what they had 5 years ago by doing that now.
Yeah, someone made this example. They were like, "Oh yeah, Nick Walker trains a little bit lighter and slow," and I was like, "Yeah, did you see his old trainer where he's squatting like fucking 8 plates?" And
Correct.
stuff?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's doing that now because
Yeah.
he's built the foundation.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And imagine, and a bigger muscle is easier to make the movements harder, surely. Like, you can put more, you have that perfect control. Like, my shittest muscle groups are the ones that I can't connect with. And like, if you've got a Nick Walker physique, they're so big, like, imagine.
Yeah, I'm assuming like you know if you've got huge legs, there's a lot more muscle fibers and motor units down there that kind of fire up. So, or is there? I don't know. Let's ask the science-based guys.
Yeah.
Ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, the science-based guy. And it's funny how much of the science-based guys are ChatGPT, and they don't even have a login for like any of these. And what's for like PubMed? Because you need an actual like login to actually look at it. They've just gone on ChatGPT that's given them like a synopsis, and they've been like, fact. That's the fact. They don't actually even have a login for it.
The only reason I mentioned it is because I thought I saw like it's kind of like fading away, and it's kind of taking a little bit of a turn on the tide. But Chris said, from
I just think I keep seeing
Yeah.
more of it, but that potentially is because I've watched a little bit more of it.
yeah,
and I
because
am-
you're clicking on
I
it,
am
Chris,
in-
trying to
I
get some
am-
tips.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to kind of find out what I can replace deadlifts with because I'm waking up every day and my body's going downhill. You know, I've actually found that I've started taking a little bit more rest and my recovery's got worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody's different.
Really? Yeah, I've
Dan's got to hit each body part every 6 weeks.
well, I tried it. It's not like I didn't try it. I tried training things multiple times.
I mean, I think we know if it's like Dorian Yates used to say, if you told me to train 8 days a week, and you know, obviously taking the piss there, but like 5 hours a day or whatever, he would fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't. Oh, boy, I think he said optimal there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be progressive for him. Everybody's different, I guess.
I tried it. I tried it. The closest one of doing things multiple times that I managed was any progress at all was DC training, because the volume was absolutely on the floor. Like, you're doing nothing basically in a session. And like, although I'm not for like doing huge sessions, we're talking like 2-3 exercises, like, like, and that wasn't fulfilling. And then when I tried training things more times, like doing like a upper, lower, then push pull legs, I got weaker, not just maybe, but like weaker every week. But I was like, I'll stick with it for 6 weeks, and I literally, my loads were down like 40% on everything. So, you know,
your feedback's telling you it's. But obviously, Chris gets the feedback that he trains more regularly and he progresses, so that's fine. I think as long as everybody's listening to kind of what feedback you get. I tried much higher volume and I just went backwards. And then when I lowered it even further, I started progressing even more. So I guess everybody's different.
Like as well, for most of the people starting out, like, intensity is like the marker, right? And you build everything else around that. Train as hard as you can first, which is also a sliding scale. You can't instantly have the mental fortitude to train. No. You are training reps in reserve. You just are, because you.
The skill, it's a skill, isn't it?
Well, and also
it's a skill.
Got the neurological connections to actually make that shit happen. So then, if you start by saying reps in reserve when you're already like doing it, you've got to like learn them like later. But I still say to everyone, train as hard as you can, for as long as you can, as often as you can. But you've got to find out where that was, and just for me, it was quite quickly, not very often, and not a lot. And some of the biggest gains that I ever made, like if I wrote it down, I was training everything every 8 to 10 days.
Mine was every 10 days.
And everyone will be like, but if you did it more, and I was like, no, I did do it more, and that was, you know.
But you know that period, Dan. So this is the kind of difference I've noticed a little bit in Chris's training when I've trained with Chris here and there. Because you train by yourself, Chris. You don't tend to do like a lot of force reps, negative. You just tend to go to failure type thing. Whereas like mine was like force rep, negative, fucking static holds, partials, like drop sets, all that kind of shit. So that I think if you are like not doing it as much volume regularly, if you're doing that like low volume, you do have to really fucking. Because that's why I think a lot of people say, HIT doesn't work, because they're not like going past.
And actually, as I've got older, because my intensity has had to drop, or I'm training on my own more, my volume has had to go up to get the same stimulus.
Well, that's the kind of way it matches out. By the time you do things like your drop sets or rest pauses or static holds and all of that in one set, that is almost 2 or 3 sets if you were to leave it when you hit that kind of failure marker on your own of where you could, you know.
Or even more like the most basic thing I say to people or some clients, like, and they'll log their lifts and they'll be like, well, I don't know, I did a row and I did this weight for 10, and then on the second set I did the same weight for 10, and then on the third I did the same weight for 10. I'm like, physiologically, you've done nothing.
The reps should be dropping, shouldn't they? Really?
100%.
There's no way you can do 3. And maybe if you're resting half an hour, but like if you're doing a normal rest period and you're able to do the same, you've done 1 set at the end, and you're already kind of fatigued from the 2 previous. Like anyway,
it should have been 10.
I could never do 2. The weight and set that I do first, I can never replicate that in the same session.
No, and I think if you can, you've
and even if I was to take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I definitely don't think.
I think you're fucking up. And then the duration of the session works like that as well. Even if you're working, if you're working more lats and then you do like a straight row, there's a crossover. It's still going to have an impact. And that's why I always found keeping the sessions relatively short, because it would come to a point where it's like, what am I doing now that's going to give me the fucking growth? And so then I just relentlessly just started chipping stuff out. Is doing a chest fly at the end of this when I'm already fucked, when I'm doing a third of the weight that I could have done at the beginning, is that the reason? Or if I went home and recovered, would that not be better? And I found like the other. But I don't think science-based lifting is going anywhere. I mean, maybe in another 2 years, Maybe they will just be massive.
Maybe,
and we'll all be wrong.
maybe they are. They get massive and we're just, hey, you got it wrong, guys.
Yeah, mate. If it happens,
Be honest, it'd be interesting to see actually.
yeah.
Let's see if any of these guys do get fucking huge and like, fuck you.
I think they've done enough time. I just think that the guys that are doing this are just getting the newbie gains. Which you can do from pretty much doing fucking anything.
You literally can, yeah.
With a spice of genetics
Yeah.
on top, you could pretty much, because it's such a change from doing fuck all, you're gonna get something, aren't
Yeah.
you? But I think they're gonna run out of fucking steam pretty.
I think there's became such a stigma though of this training being the wrong way, that training being like right now every training, like every sort of training, every way of training is wrong to somebody, no matter whether it's like HIT or it's science based or it's fucking push pull legs or it's all wrong to somebody.
Yeah.
But what is the most optimal on paper is unfortunately attracting new people coming up, and that's like surpassing the learning how to train hard. That's surpassing the learning how to improve stability through what's actually really fucking hard. And I definitely think that should be like, it should be a process. You should want to learn how to get really good at what's really hard, and then get really good at what's really fucking easy down the line if you absolutely need to.
Yeah.
Because now nobody's good at doing what's really hard. The only people that's good at doing what's really hard is the people that apparently have the best genetics, or they're built for it, or they're made for it, or they can do it every week, or, you know?
Yeah.
And the people who are best at doing what's easy is just fucking swimmers.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, I've never said an absolute like, you should train this way.
No.
If you're not happy with your progress, just try something else. Try it.
Yeah.
Most things will work as long as they're hard.
Yeah, but that stuff isn't fucking hard, is it? Unfortunately.
No, but I just think a lot of the like the cuffing. I don't fundamentally have a problem with a cuff if you have a real problem connecting without. But is there a problem with using your hand? And if there's not a problem, why are we creating solutions when there's not a problem?
The weird one is like where they do the cuff but they hold something in the hand to create the force. Why don't we just create the force by holding the handle?
Yeah.
And also,
but hey, if you enjoy it.
if you hold something in your hand and then you cuff it up here, you are actually making it easier. The moment arm is shorter, and thus you can definitely
I've seen the kind of the pec fly from here, like instead of from here type.
I saw an amazing video when they were like, well, if I cuff it, then I can put my hands over each other. And I was like, if you hold it in your fucking hand, you can still go. You can still. We used to call that a crossover.
Yeah, that's what the old school guy when it was
A cable crossover.
Yeah, it used to like crunch in. It used to be like Sean Ray, like
He used to alternate over. But apparently, if you had a cuff, and I was like, just think whether.
Do you know what? Maybe I'm lazy. I just couldn't be fucking bothered to like do all that shit, that fucking setting all that stuff open.
Mate, I can't
grab
even
a fucking handle.
I can't even be bothered to set up some of the fucking machines if I'm honest. Like,
This might cross over into another question then. So I know the whole debate of like free weights versus machines now. If you wanted to break it down like science, all that bullshit, yes, your body doesn't know whether it's a free weight or a machine. It's just technically resistance and all that stuff. Taken into like out of the account of like working your stabilizers and all that kind of shit. But what I think, because generally, for me, like you'll see someone who does like free weights, they always tend to look a bit more muscular for some reason. And if, according to the science, if it doesn't matter how like what the resistance is, my theory is it's just because generally if somebody is choosing free weights, it's harder, isn't it? It's physically harder, so that kind of hardens your mentality, like to train harder. Because if someone's choosing the harder movements, then they're obviously more fucking keen to train hard type of thing. Does that make sense? Or not?
Yeah. Well, it's.
Did Branch Warren look like thick as a brick because he was doing barbell rows? Would he look the same if he just did cable rows with the same fucking approach and intensity? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been around long enough to actually like know. But yeah, I think seeking, and what I always did at the beginning was seek the hardest shit
Yeah.
Because I was trying to train my fucking mind. I think the reason that science lifting is so popular and fully isolating a muscle, it's not really that painful.
It's not.
It's not really that painful. Josh Law came up with something that I thought was quite good. Because he got an ice bath. I was like, why are you doing the ice bath? And he was like, well, I don't even really believe that much that it's helping me in recovery, but I really, really don't want to get up in the morning and do an ice bath. So I do.
Yeah.
Because
There is something in your brain where, I'm into all the psychology stuff and whatever, and it was, Huberman was talking about it. I can't remember the exact part of your brain, but when you do like stuff that you don't want to do, this part, it should be like your prefrontal cortex or something, it actually grows and makes you kind of like more resilient. So there is some like truth behind it, like doing shit that you don't want to do kind of creates this prefrontal cortex to grow something.
Well, it's habit forming, isn't it? Like, and if you're constantly looking for a way to maneuver out of the hard stuff, your subconscious, which is in the driving seat, is gonna just float that way, surely.
100%, yeah.
And that's without even going into reps in reserve. Even the concept that I would purposefully leave something, not that I'd even know how to fucking do that, but you've given yourself an out. So everyone's gone in a session one day and this is on fire.
Yeah.
It might even be an extra plate day, and you're going to just go, well, the logbook says this and I need to put 2 in reserve. I don't know, fucking just bin the logbook for that session if you feel on fire. That's your new entry for the logbook.
Yeah.
There's your new thing in the sand. And I think that with food as well, if you're constantly looking for a way to make something taste amazing, sugar-free syrup and like flavour this and trying to make all of your... And I know, like, your average person, like, they want to lose some weight, they want to eat variety and enjoy their food or whatever, but if you're like a serious bodybuilder, you might go out once or twice for a social occasion or whatever to like enjoy not having to think about it, but ultimately, like, unless what's on your plate is doing who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
And if you're constantly looking for a way to like chase that trying to make every meal nice, you're then fueling that, and then prep comes along and you've got salt and pepper. I just think you're setting yourself
Pepper?
up.
Does anybody use pepper?
Well, I don't use
I've never used it,
Fucking
but
pepper.
I've seen a lot of people use it, yeah.
Dan's from a different place.
pepper on their eggs. Do people do that?
Funny enough, we were at a restaurant the other day and I was with Leah, my daughter, and she's like, Dad, why is the pepper always full and the salt is like that? Because nobody uses pepper.
Pepper's
Unless you're a pussy. So Dan. Sorry, Dan.
But that's
I mean,
just coming,
I
that's
actually
coming down to doing...
I actually hate pepper, but
Dan's going to bring his own pepper on.
Yeah, it's just waiting on it.
Big pill nasty.
I'm going to start
It's
pepper
going to be
from
white.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you can actually get white pepper, so there you go, Dan.
Oh, no, is that?
Yeah, you can get white pepper. So big pale nasty pepper.
All right,
Honestly, you're going to be a millionaire now. I'm going to trademark that.
Anabolic pale
Anabolic
pepper.
white pepper. Pale pepper. Fucking yeah. I think I actually had pepper in was possibly maybe some egg whites. When I was extra super hungry.
I don't think I've ever used pepper in my life.
I actually hate pepper. I'm not joking. I've always fucking hated it.
Well, that's it. I hate it now.
Well,
I've never
there you go.
used it and I hate it.
There you go.
I'm never going to use
That's
it.
all the information.
Sea
you
salt and cinnamon. I used to go crazy and have some like sugar-free ketchup now and again.
need. I just like, what is it? Like, what's your diet like in off season compared with diet?
My variety is going from potato to rice and the odd bagel, and I'm a fan of...
Because the volume is lower.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm shitting myself. I feel like I need to check the camera because I'm such a tatter. It says record.
Yeah.
It's always worth
Hey, honestly, here's the thing about those like sugar-free syrups and stuff. So I remember one time I was in prep, or whatever you want to call it. We used to call it pre-contest, but I was prep. And I was going to the cinema, and I used to just take like a salad to the cinema, just because it's sitting there like a fucking idiot, not eating anything. And I remember I was due to have like 5 rice cakes. I thought, I'll save this meal for the cinema, so I'm eating in the cinema. I don't like burrito. I had some chicken and vegetables and stuff, and I put like 5 rice cakes in some cling film. and put some of that. It was like, I'm not going to say the brand. I think you said the brand.
I know the one already. I know what it's saying.
Yeah, and I put some caramel syrup on them. By the time I got to the cinema, I took them out. The rice cakes had melted. I was like, what the fuck must that be doing to your kind of digestive system? Yeah, I do watch a lot of stuff on all this. Like, yeah, I don't mind a bit of stevia or whatever, but yeah, when you put like sauces and shit on everything, it's got to wreck your stomach bacteria.
1000%.
Well, look, it's the people that they're pushing and they're like, oh, I really struggle to put on weight or whatever, and then you look at their like what they're pushing with, and it's like, Rice Krispie squares is a huge thing.
Yeah, I don't know. We know the guy who says, "Oh, processed fucking." I don't mind a little bit of processed food as long as it's not all of your diet.
Yeah.
But
there's nothing wrong with some cereal after you've trained or a couple of Rice Krispie bars. I don't know if it's every fucking meal.
Yeah, but like that eventually will fuck your digestion, so that you then can't eat. If you gradually bring your food up and it's good and it's agreeing with you, you'll be able to push for longer. In my experience, right?
Yeah.
Rather than introducing like chemical shitstorms like every fucking meal.
Yeah, I would say they're definitely like the last things that should be brought in, but you'll find that they'll be the first things.
Yeah,
to be
that's
taken
kind of
back
what I'm
out.
saying. So when you've tapped out where you literally can't eat any more rice, potato, fucking whatever, adding a cereal bar in isn't a huge fucking deal, is it?
Yeah, because percentages.
Yeah,
it's percentage. But if you're trying to,
but it's not. It's when you see like that as the majority.
Yeah.
And real food is the. Like,
if you're trying to do a high day of
ingredients.
like 1,200 grams of carbs, you're not going to be able to get it in with like fucking rice and white potatoes.
No.
It's like the volume.
I've certainly tried.
So what is the optimal percentage then, Dan?
Fuck all.
I would say 80-20.
That's, yeah.
In my
10.
best American voice, 80-20.
10.
85-15. 99.1. 99.5, 0.5.
Also, I think if you chase the sweet, the sweet, you'll always have. That's why I don't really like having like. I know people have cheat meals on prep, and maybe they can cope with it psychologically. But I think like then that becomes a focus. When the focus, I used to have a reoccurring dream about a potato filled with rice. Like the idea of a biscuit was like, or something like that was so far of just away of it just didn't fucking exist. It was like it may as well just be made of actual shit, and that's why I think people like going in. Like I start prep and it doesn't feel the transition is nothing.
Yeah.
It's
I get what you mean. So if someone's going to go from eating all this nice, tasty, over the top shit off season, then it goes to like prep or whatever. I used to say again, it used to be off season pre-contest. Prep, well, they're going to struggle, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, if you're constantly chasing like you're going to miss it. Sugar craving as well, but like with like clients I have that are, normies or whatever, like the amount of sugar focus they have, and I was like, just do 2 weeks with no sugar. Not only will they drop weight just from that, like a considerable amount, because they don't even know how much sugar they're eating, but after 2 weeks, the amount of people are like, I don't even want it. Or I had some cake at my kid's birthday party, have some cake, whatever. And they're like, oh, it was like too much. It does fuck off quite quickly, but if you're in the cycle of it, it is.
But it's like it's that part of getting over the first couple of rough days, because it's going to be rough, and you're probably going to find that it's no doubtly going to be mentally rough more than anything else, because you think you need it.
Yeah.
And then it's once you get it, but it's like anything. It's like when you start a diet, for example, if you start a diet out of nowhere. It's like habit forming. You're transitioning into something that you don't really want to do. So you get over the first 3-4 rough days of just getting into it, and then all of a sudden it becomes routine, and it becomes something that you don't even think about.
Yeah.
I think the sugar thing is, if you're kind of like a normal person and you're like having sugars in your tea and drinking like, people say full fat coke, it's like full sugar really. I think there is a physical thing that does happen.
Yeah.
No,
there is a withdrawal.
I would definitely not say that there's not a physical thing that happens. There's definitely a physical thing that happens, but I feel as if a lot of people definitely almost feel they need to have it as it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had loads of bodybuilders, mid-level bodybuilders that don't know. My least favourite sentence is the thing about me, right? And it's always followed by something that definitely isn't true. They just think that this. thing about me is that I just, I need to eat sugar because that's how I
No, you don't.
or like I need to have a cookie because
You want to.
I get a pump. Like cookies that's the pump. That's all. That's the only thing that will. They've set these things up of like these non-negotiable elements that are utter bollocks. And I'm not saying you can't have like some seasoning or whatever. Like you could probably get away with that. But sauce, you can do 2,000 calories a week in sauce.
Yeah.
Fucking easy. And then what have you done? If you're on low calories, a lot of people diet down 2,000 calories a day. You've created an 8-day week from just putting fucking sauce on.
Yeah. Let me just top up on chemicals in the spot,
Yeah, we say that all by drinking chemical shitstorms.
I'll literally have like one a day. That's one actually. So free stuff when someone's doing a prep. I never say it like you can have as much of anything as you want. So even though I say that it's fine to have some Pepsi Max, you still got to put a limit on it, haven't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like one every 3 days.
You don't want to be sinking 2 litres of Pepsi Max.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck up.
I've had people in the past that have got to like the end of prep and have just came out with it and
3 litres a
yeah,
day.
they've literally been sinking like 2 or 3 litres of fizzy drinks per day.
That's what it does.
Yeah, and if you've constantly got something on your stomach, you're never going to get that kind of like get rid of that feeling of being hungry because you just never have a chance to have nothing on your stomach.
Yeah, I just think it's a training thing and like like hunger, like I don't know, like being a kid, like hungry was just normal. Well, I wasn't starving, I wasn't dying, but like I felt hungry as a kid a lot. Like, but also you were like doing shit, so I'm a bit hungry, but then there's a playground, like you'd forgotten about it. But some people, they get hungry and they just can't fucking shake it.
Yeah.
They can't. Or,
There is like a thing of like it does happen to some diabetics because honestly I would be hungry all the fucking time, like non-stop, and I thought, is it just a mental thing? There is this thing, obviously, like what's it called? It's amylin or simlin. I can't remember which one it is, because they do give diabetics some medication for it, because supposedly diabetics don't produce as much. Sorry, forgive my ignorance here. It's simlin or amylin. I think the product they give, the chemical they give you is simlin, just to switch off that signal a little bit. But there is a thing. We know that kind of thing. So generally not for normal people though. Because I remember Colette Nelson sent me some. She's like, "Oh, try this simlin. It will kind of blunt the appetite a little bit." It wasn't a GLP-1. It's what it's like now. It's because something to do with diabetics. We don't produce as much amylin or something, so the hunger signal is a little bit higher. And it did fuck all for me, to be honest. I was still starving, so it made no difference at all.
it's the expectation, isn't it? And that's probably the bit. I mean, everyone's first prep's hardest, right?
Of course.
Because you don't know what you're fucking. And I've had people like literally like ringing me being like, there must be something wrong.
Yeah.
You're telling me that all these people on stage feel this wank. Like this I must.
And you're like, people probably feel significantly worse than this. You're just being a fucking pussy.
Yeah. There's a reason why lots of people don't get in shape.
Yeah.
And it's because it is mind-numbingly difficult.
There's a reason why a lot of people shouldn't prep.
Well, yeah.
I think there's such a big thing on now that as soon as you've been training, as soon as you've been going to the gym for a certain period of time, under 6 months, that's you ready to move into a prep. Or as soon as you get your gym membership, you have to prep.
Yeah.
And I think it definitely does lead to a lot of problems very quickly.
Yeah. They just run a lot of frustration, unfortunately, don't they?
Yeah. Well, it used to be like, because we didn't have social media or whatever, you'd be invited to have the idea.
Yeah.
So you'd be in the gym and you'd just be loving training, because I don't think wanting to be on stage is enough. I don't think that is enough.
No.
It's not enough. You'd be training, you'd just be like, and someone would go over and be like, I made some. Have you ever thought about? And then you might have a think about it. Well, I've not really thought about it. What usually be like, gay. Like, and then for most of the people that I've spoken to that have gone anywhere in bodybuilding, they just love training, and then they just came to a point where it was a kind of a natural progression. People can.
Yeah, the big guy in the gym pulled you to the side and said, "Hey, have you ever thought about competing?"
Yeah.
That's
Let's have a look in your pants.
That's what I got. And
that's exactly what I got as well.
I don't think I was ever in two minds of ever even wanting to do it. I kind of probably walked away from the conversation thinking, not a fucking chance. And then a poster appeared of a show that was happening 4 hours away, and I was like, fuck it. I was like, it's a sign. I was like, pardon the pun, it's a sign. And the rest is history. But it doesn't happen like that now. It doesn't. But then that's also like things like everything what we were just speaking about there with all the syrups and everything like that, trying to be able to make a diet or a prep easier. You know, like if you go back, and again it's the part of going back, and obviously we're not in that time now, so everything's different, but a competition prep's never fucking changed.
No.
You know?
No, not really. And it has
I think yeah, back in the day, like I say, a long time, I think we have learned some things where yes, you should have like possible refeed high days at certain points when it's required. And again, we used to like boil our chicken, and we've learned like sodium isn't the enemy. I used to boil all the chicken, and fucking it was crazy. Yeah, doing the distilled water thing. We have progressed from that, but I think it's the hard stuff is still hard.
Yeah,
but back then we used to just make it way harder than it needed to be.
Yeah.
You don't need to boil your fucking chicken; it just tastes like nothing.
But also it was like people talk in a different way, don't they? So you'd be like, I've done this much cardio, I've eaten fuck all, and I'm like, that was the flex, and then for a while it was the I don't even do cardio, and then it became a flex of who's doing the least, you know. I mean, and part of it, like the social media and all the thing, and like everything, is good because it's widened the pool. So the people that didn't know they were built for bodybuilding are more likely to find it, to become like the champions they were always, you know, that they were kind of destined to be. So for that, it's been great. But from the general perspective, it's like, it's fine to just, if you're going to the gym and you're working on yourself and you're enjoying it, fucking on your side. On your team.
Yeah, I always say that, and I don't just say that because I've got a gym. Hey, if you're in the gym, I'm on your side. But I just feel a bit bad for these guys who literally, because everybody's got a different reason. Not everybody wants to be massive and muscular, but for the guys who do want to be making progress as in muscular body weight, I just feel a bit bad for them when they're fanning around, because it's hard to gain muscle anyway, isn't it? Even if you're doing everything right. So if you're fanning around, the chances are it's going to be even harder. So a few years down the line, they'll probably think, fuck. Why don't I do some deadlifts and some rows and stuff? I'm not talking about your Auntie Sandra who's just trying to tone up, or whatever you want to call it, you know, or get fitter or whatever. It's just the guys who literally want to build some fucking big slabs of tissue. There is a quicker way. There's no quick way, but there is a quicker way than fanning on with the 15 sets of
And if the first thing you're worrying about is fatigue, you're on the back foot. If you've got no muscle, there's nothing to...
You are going backwards straight away,
your CNS is more than equipped to deal with you 8 stone wet in training every fucking day, if you want to. The other thing, because you were talking about deadlifts the other day, and like everyone is like all about isolation is the way and everything like that, you know, and staying away from compound movements and stuff. But even just like on a level of like, say doing a hack squat, which has multiple like muscles involved, is okay, it's a quad focused like exercise, knee flexion, but like the other muscles coming into play at an amount that isn't actually really going to fatigue them so that they can't perform is a kind of an internal self spot in itself. I don't see how that can be like a bad thing. You're not going to burn out. There's a reason that they have secondary muscles that are involved in movement. It's because they can give you a bit of help, but you're not blasting them so that you're fucked for the next one. If you're doing a hack squat, you're not going to bake your hamstrings, so you can't do any hamstring stuff. But they might get involved when your quads are failing. And
that's why your body is built as a leverage system.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to isolate everything.
No, and I do think I can spot physiques that have isolated everything, because I think the crossover of using multiple muscle groups simultaneously tie them together.
Those are the guys who have the big holes in their physique.
Like I mean
the gaps.
Or like thick. They have the width, but they don't have the thickness. Or you know, their biceps are like peaky, but there's no width to them.
Generally, what I find is those guys who do the science-based stuff, if they do get on stage, so they look pretty good in the gym, in like, you know, nice pecs, whatever, some nice arms and stuff. When they get on stage, they just tend to look a bit thin, especially like front to back. So,
Like,
you know, you let a nice picture in front of the mirror with some pecs and some abs and some arms, veins.
Yeah.
Looks totally different on stage in like a fucking side chest or a side tricep. type of thing.
Yeah, and that's what looks the most impressive on stage. Is like is to look big from every angle. Because as soon as you like, how many shots to the side? Well, more, you know, more than the front. Yeah.
Well, isn't it about building the body to be a complete, you know, overall?
Yeah, and I think just if you work on the hard stuff and do the isolation as, you know, as well, you know, and then you get people doing the isolation and then training it twice a week. Well, if you did more lifts that combined more muscles, well, you are hitting them multiple times a week.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like, people now do top-up stuff, which I think fundamentally is bollocks. Like, if you're going to go do one really hard chest session and then you do a small one, well, your body's already adapted to do the hard one. So is the small one the reason that it's going to grow? Well, probably not, because it's used to the hard one. I feel that's fucking wasted time. You either do it, or like, or I'm just going to do a little bit of biceps at the end, or like when people start saying like that, I'm going to just do a little bit, or just. You must have had it at the beginning when you do a workout, it'd be really hard, and you'd be like, oh, it's okay, I've only got, you know, concentration cuts. If you've even gone like, I've only got that at the end, just don't fucking do it.
No.
Just don't do it, because that's not the fucking reason.
No.
Yeah, I used to do a little bit at the end just to get a pump because it felt good. For the sarcoplasmic growth. Hey,
yeah, but it would still be hard. Yeah, it would still be hard. It's not like you'd still do it hard. It's not like, oh, it's okay.
No, I used to do like 3 sets of 20 of concentration pills, just like a little bit easy at the end because I had fucked myself previously though.
Yeah, but it
just because it felt good.
It was
that was literally it. I didn't think it was going to cause any extra growth or anything.
All right, well, okay, I stand corrected. My boss has spoken.
No, I just literally like you just said, it wasn't going to cause any growth. It's just because it felt good.
Do you think there's anything to like flushing nutrients in the body at the end?
No, that's what I used to think. I don't know whether it made any difference, but
do you think
I would just do.
fascia?
This is what I used to do. Well, I would still do it now if I could do it. Just heavy as fuck and something light at the end for a couple sets of 20 reps. Then you've kind of covered all bases, haven't you, really?
Yeah, like different rep.
What I will say is that I have seen some guys who look really good in the gym.
Yeah.
And when they've gone on stage,
Yeah.
these kind of whatever trainer guys, whatever you want to call them, science-based, whatever. And when they got on stage, they look a lot smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens a lot all the time, because you can choose how you look on Instagram. You can choose your light.
No, I actually mean like I've seen them physically in the gym looking.
Oh, really?
Like, they look pretty good. And then when they're still on stage, they just got no thick.
They look fucking terrible.
Do you think some people just look better on stage, and you actually don't know why?
It is a strange one.
Like sometimes, or people just look bigger, and you're like, well, how does that?
You know the deal. And you've been backstage, and the guys who look fucking shit hot backstage sometimes don't translate out there. And the guys who don't really look much, as soon as they start hitting shots, like, he didn't look like that backstage.
Or the guys who come in a t-shirt, and are you like tanning other people or whatever? And then
That's happened to me before. So I was backstage when I was a junior, and there was this guy, and everyone said, "Oh, he's really good." I'm like, he looks about 5 stone.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him out, type of thing. Like, he's obviously not outwardly saying that, but you're thinking, he ain't got a problem today. And then he stripped up backstage. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Striated, glutes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's those you got to watch out. They don't look like anybody in a t-shirt, but
I got second that day. Yeah. Anyways, Dan, you're like 2.5 weeks out. Let's give an example of. You know, you should have your
do you want to tell me what I'm eating?
Yeah, we discussed this yesterday, so
let's
give us an example for people who haven't got like a.
The refeed thing comes in as well, because at some point my body just goes, oh, okay, like it gets a memo, and it's like, oh, we're losing weight, are we? So
that's the biggest thing that I had a battle with of like. accepting that you do have to eat some food at some certain points, because I'll be like, fuck, I'm eating this food and I'm doing all the hard work and stuff, and yeah, by the end of the week I was still like 2 pounds down. But that, you've got to be really lean to do that, haven't you, really? Instead of like,
I mean, but I was dropping a pound a day.
Yeah, that's when someone has to.
Yeah. Like, and that was something that as well, like, that when I was coaching myself I would struggle with, because I'd be like, or it was between a show, I'd do really well at the regional, and they'd be like, well, I have to do more. And it's like, no, you did really well. You need to do that again.
Yeah.
And I just drove myself into the...
Here's a quick one that I will cover then. So when people say that, when you're saying, oh, I'm dropping a pound a day, like, why do you have to have a high day? I'm still a fan of keeping the food, because you could just spread the calories out over the week.
Yeah.
I am still a big fan of like drilling down a bit, and I don't want to get all technical here, and get your insulin sensitivity real high, because it does fall off and then fill back up. So you could, like, say, go backwards, let's add more food again over the week. Like, what do you do with your guys? Like, I'm still a fan of drill yourself down, fill back up. After that high day, either do legs or back. And then drill yourself down again.
And use it as well as a bit of a performance drive for some of the areas that you're like losing it. And fullness. That's the other thing I struggle with is when I get flat, my legs flatten out, and not just that, they get tighter. And from previous preps, we realised that if we push that too far, I actually can't get it back. Or when I go to carb up, I'm too fucked when I carb up, and then I start dropping weight on carb up, and then it's like fucking over. I can't remember, there was one show where I ate 3,000 grams of carbs and dropped like 12 pounds, like in 4 days, and it's like, you know, there's a time to push hard. And so we have been doing like refeeds, sometimes 1 day big, sometimes 2 days smaller, and usually actually the 2 days smaller has held a bit better, where if I do a big day, sometimes, you know, I'll put on like a pound, sometimes nothing, and then the drop is like 2.
Yeah, here's a weird one. I don't know if you see this, Chris, with your guys, which we discussed, and it used to happen to me sometimes. So let's say I did like, or yourself, you did 1,000 grams of carbs, and you know, taking into account that for me, for example, my blood sugar was stable and the carbs got absorbed and all that kind of stuff, and then you don't put any weight at all. Then like 2 days later, you go up a couple of pounds. So still haven't really worked that phenomenon out.
No, I don't know.
Obviously, those carbs have gone somewhere, and then it's not like they've disappeared somewhere, then came back. Like it is a weird one. I mean, we came up with some theories. Science guys, let us know. That was new to me though. This time I've not experienced that until this time round. Anyway, I do remember you saying, "Oh, I haven't got it." When I said, "Just wait a couple of days, you're probably going to go up." And it did happen.
This is the fucking old one.
Yeah, let's get the new diet down, the new high tech.
I just realised I've just bleeding.
With all the massive changes.
I've only ever seen like benefits of things like higher weeks of food only for like the majority of my natty guys and girls that diet for so long, that I've maybe seen the benefits of being able to put in a little bit more. A lot of the new people nowadays like to call it diet breaks. But it's not necessarily taking a break from the diet, it's just ultimately getting maybe a few more extra days of higher food of what you're eating right now. I've seen some benefits of that, but that's not always physical benefits, it's more mental benefits to be able to then re-lock back into lower food for a considerable amount of time before putting any more high days back in.
I've had to play that game where you're like, okay, do I drill this person to the point where they're actually going to pack it in? Because there is sometimes where you have to, some people you do have to consider their mental fortitude. Is this person actually going to get inside out? And if I push them a little bit harder, are they just going to not manage it? Have they got enough to get on stage? The stage is ultimately the, you know, and obviously it's like, well, I'm flat, and then you're like, if I don't play into their hand, which is obviously one of the worst clients to have, because you have to play into their hand, because
but not everybody's a fucking cyborg, and like, it has to be sustainable, doesn't it? I hate to use that word, but it really does.
So training day, 2 scoops whey iso, 250 egg white, 50 cream of rice, 20 almond butter. Meal 2, I mean these actually come in a different order to be fair when I'm doing them, but meal 2, 2 scoops of ISO, 70 Rice Krispies or cream of rice. Meal 3, 300 grams of chicken, raw weight, 50 grams raw weight rice, tablespoon extra virgin olive oil, I usually weigh it at like 10. Meal 4, 250 grams of sirloin steak veg. Meal 5, 2 tins of tuna, 50 grams dry weight rice. I actually usually do rice, cream of rice, and either blend or eat it separately. But I usually buy, you had to go at me for being a stingy cunt, I'll buy rice flour from the shop because it's £2 for
It's
a
cheap
kilo.
as shit, isn't it?
And then it's
Dan's just wiped out the whole cream of rice sales.
and then it was 20 quid, so it can taste different. I'm just not about that life. Like £2 to 20 quid is, yeah. And then
Hey, especially right now, I think it's getting a bit silly, man, with the food prices.
20
and stuff.
quid to last you how long? Like a couple of weeks. And then have to do another 20 quid.
yeah.
whereas-
Well, and if I'm off season, it's like
Yeah.
no time.
Yeah,
I
literally.
mean, like 300 grams of cream of rice a day. Like, do you know what I mean? It's fucking £7 a day on cream of rice alone. And then I do an intra workout, which is 1 scoop of cyclic dextrin, we decided, and EAA. There's creatine coming in twice actually. I do 10 grams of creatine twice a day. So once in the morning and then once in my intra. Then the only real difference on non-training day currently is that the post-workout meal has less cream of rice.
Yeah, the point I was going with it is just pretty basic, isn't it?
It's fucking basic.
You should be eating some more vegetables, Dan.
I love eating vegetables.
Ideally, everybody should be having some food variation. It really doesn't matter when you're younger,
Yeah.
but when you get older, seriously, if you eat like things over and over and over again, you do tend to like develop some bit of allergies or whatever. But what I usually say to people is, if you can just eat some vegetables and just change them up every couple of days. I don't expect somebody to have like meal 1 spinach, meal 2 broccoli, meal 3 asparagus, meal 4 fucking split eye peas or whatever. Just like if you eat broccoli one day, try and do spinach the next day, or do that's the one place where you can add some variation just for your body's fucking benefit, really.
Or even with just like sort of like I've seen some people's like diets where they're eating like whey meals for like 4 out of 6 meals or something.
Just making them all into them ninja creamy things.
Yeah, like
Honestly,
Or
in the
or
earlier days,
pastes.
it probably won't hurt you, but as you get older, it will fuck you up.
I remember I ate so much oats that I had to stop eating oats for a year.
I can't eat them anymore because I ate oats for like 10 years.
Yeah, like
straight,
I just shat actual oats just out. Like actual just
Thanks
just
for that.
actual oats.
Oh, that's all I can
Yeah.
see now.
And you can't unsee that. I didn't really eat them, although I could have done, I guess.
I knew that was going to come.
But yeah, food variation as much as you can, and whey there's nothing wrong with whey.
I think if you can eat a variety of real food, you're not going to have a problem.
Yeah.
It's when you're eating a variety of shit food that you're going to run into issues.
Yeah, and this is why. I mean, I don't think we even need to cover that if it fits your macros, it's an actual bollocks.
Yeah, that's just for lazy people.
Yeah. I mean, if you're someone who's like has no idea what they're eating and they're fucking around, like that change is enough. You know.
Sorry, can you pass my bag? I'm feeling a bit hypoglycemic.
Oh, he's gonna go diabetic.
I mean, if it fit the macro crew, seem to forget about the micros as well.
Yeah. I always
100 grams of
give,
skills, there's still 100 grams of carb.
Yeah.
It all ends up as glucose anyway, but there's no fucking nutritional benefit, is there? So.
I always give clients the opportunity of macros, but to be able to form their own meal plan of food choices they want to eat, so they're not going to have a problem with a plan that I just send them, and then we have to fucking chop and change 8 food things because they don't want to eat any of them. So I always give them the opportunity of that first, but I always then ensure that they bring their plan that they've based off of the macros that I've given them to me, so I can then look over and be like, right, we either need to take this out and add this, or we just need to add a little bit more of this, or perfect, you know?
Or I'll give them here's your macros and here's what you can use for them.
Yes, I will provide them with.
Here's what you could use for them. Because otherwise people are just like, well, I can, if I don't, or
I don't waffle.
what some people will do is like, well, if I don't eat my first 2 meals, because I'm not that hungry in the morning, I'll just drink 9 coffees, and then I can store them up, and then at the end of the day I can eat Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
Like,
I hate people.
you know,
There is one thing that kind of pisses me off a little bit in the initial questionnaire. I'll say, is there any food you can't eat or won't eat? And they put, no, I'll eat anything.
yeah.
And then you send them the diet, and
Can we cut that out?
five things need to be taken out because
Yeah, there's always, or
I'll eat anything and I won't eat anything.
or you get the
Ready for this.
you get the check-in sheet and it's got like no information in it, and sometimes it's like no news is good news, right?
of course.
And then they're like 5-minute voice note. Oh, I just something I missed off the check-in sheet because I did it in 45 seconds because I don't give a fuck about you or your life.
Tens across the whole sheet.
Yeah, and
but
then it's like, after they've
Yeah.
returned it, it's like all of this stuff happened, and you're like,
Yeah, sometimes people think you're being a bit of a dick with the voice note thing, but what they've got to understand is like, you might have like 20 people and you're going to listen to that voice note. They're only like one person to you. And the voice note, you've got to go back and listen to it. At least if it's written out, you can relay back to a type. And that's why I'm a big fan of email still.
yeah. I mean,
I know a lot of people do WhatsApp and it's fine, but I'm still a big fan
I'd just
of
get
email.
lost. I'd get lost on WhatsApp because there's too much to go through. But
Unfortunately, by the time I get to the end of a 5-minute voice note, because I'm an OAP, I've forgot the first 2 minutes anyway, type of thing.
Yeah,
So I've got to go back and listen to it again.
Yeah. I mean, I know Loom is very popular. The only thing about Loom.
Yeah, but you've still got to go back and...
Not knocking people, and actually the AI in Loom can type up what you're saying and stuff like that. But some of the videos for Loom is like they press record on Loom and then open. Then they open the thing. It's like it's the first time they've seen it.
Yeah.
And then they just like go through it with a great take.
I remember I was watching today, honestly, because I'm a bit hyper, probably. But it was some guy who was a coach, and the worst thing he ever did was do Loom. He wish he never did it because it just opens up a can of worms, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just think it's your check-in, and I keep saying this to people: this is my window into your entire week. This is my opportunity for me to know, and the more I know, the more I can help. And if you literally just write your date and your weight, and then just say training was good, which obviously doesn't actually mean anything, then I can't help but read it like.
Yeah, that's why I have like the thing of like digestion score, sleep score, like sorry, I'm fucking bit high. There's scores for everything. I think it's about 5-6 things I have, and if some of them off, I will say like why. Why is your sleep score 6?
Yeah.
Is it because you fucked from training? Is it stress from work? Is your missus getting on your tits? Is it because of the heat? Then we can adjust whatever. Like if it's not something obvious, then we need to look into it. Or motivation. 6, like why you're not feeling motivated? Is it because you're tired? Is it because you're not enjoying the exercises you're doing? Like there's something like the score thing is a big thing to me. And that's why I put it in, because someone said, okay, week, it's fine. Like, give me your score.
I do have some score stuff, but then obviously the ideal situation is there's enough information in the sheet so then you don't have to do it for. And I had this with one person where their sheet never had anything in them, so I would have to ask them lots and lots of questions.
Yeah, in order to be able to get a little bit of.
And then by the time I'd actually given them it back, after all of these questions, it was the next day, and they actually left because they expected a response the same day. And I was like,
what would you class as a good response time?
I mean, I try and always do them the same day, but
if I open something and it's important, it will be right away. If it's not important, it can wait till the evening or the next morning type of thing.
If it's prep, I actually move them to a different phone that I carry all the time, and it's like whenever. But if it's like they're not that close. I'll check my work phone twice a day, and then obviously there's the check-in. If there's something that's an emergency, like go to hospital. Ultimately, I try and do them. If I'm not able to do them that day, I'll send an email. But upon sign up, I do give myself a grace period of basically 24 hours. To do it. If something goes wrong, but I usually put that in as a safeguard. But I've heard about coaches just going on holiday.
Yeah, I've heard that from like a week out as well. Like, I always put in my thing when someone signs up, all emails I'll check AM, PM.
Yeah.
If it's important, I'll get back to you straight away. If not, it'll be in the evening or the next morning. But you will always, like, Friday, Saturday check-ins will always receive all changes and everything, like, by Sunday evening.
Yeah.
So you can start.
Yeah.
There's no point replying to someone's check-in fucking Wednesday when I should have just made the changes for the new week. Because my brain does work from a new week. That's where my brain works. Like from Monday we'll do this.
You
have to have like that schedule thing, don't you?
Just if you're waiting, like also if you're checking on Friday, and then if it's like and then it's like 2 or 3 days, then by the time the next check-in was, you've only done half a week.
And you're providing like 3 days off.
Yeah, so usually 99.9% of the time it's the same. It's the same day. The one mistake I did, because I do a lot of lifestyles, I said the check-in cut-off is 12. To be nice. People took that as like, I will aim for 12, so they're like, a little, and it's like no, that's as late as it can be.
Yeah, that's your last.
That still means that you should do it. You should try and do it as early as you can.
Yeah.
But 12 is when usually if it's late, unless it's like 5 p.m. and I've kind of closed office.
The way I look at it as well, like it's kind of like part of the discipline. Like you're supposed to check in on a Saturday before 12 or whatever. Like if you can't do that, like fucking come on, like, what else are you kind of slipping on, like type of thing? And people have got to understand, if you're a coach as well, you do actually have a life as well.
They do.
Like you're paying for a service, but like you do, like shops shut at a certain time and stuff. Like you do have like. You might have to fucking go to the cinema with your missus at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. You don't want to be pinging fucking diets and stuff. But
you remember?
Again, unless it's contest time, then it's different.
You remember when you were a kid at school, right? And you were convinced that basically your teacher lived there. Like you were convinced that your teacher like had absolutely nothing going.
Yeah.
You imagine even
you're the
seeing,
only person.
not actually a person. You like seeing them in Sainsbury's. Like, how can you be out?
Yeah,
you're a teacher. Like you only exist in that. And I think some people do think of coaching as like you just sit staring at your computer like all day.
One mistake I've made as well, and it's my own fault, like Instagram and stuff. I like to get back to everybody, and like this weekend's been mental. So like nowadays I will even if it's just an emoji, but in the past, somebody sent me a message, and I just feel obliged because I want to help, but it just gets fucking never ending.
Of course.
But I understand, like, I'm trying to sound like fucking weird, but like, let's say someone isn't maybe a little bit of a fan and you reply, it's like a big thing, isn't it? Because I remember when Lewis messaged me on Facebook and said, hey man, like I hope your ears were burning. I mean, speaking, I was like, fuck me, like, and he like put like anything you need, let me know. And I sent him like a fucking boom. Like, And now I understand like how he must like, because he must be like the message he must have got was like fucking mental, like. And I sent this huge thing back, and I thought, man, fucking wanker hasn't replied. Sorry for watch his old podcast, but I thought he said to me, "Is there anything I need?" He hasn't like really replied. I thought, yeah, because I sent him like a fucking novel, like type of thing, like. So I do get it, but honestly, I am going to kind of scale back on the DMs and stuff. So if anybody is watching this, it's not because I'm being rude. It's just it's starting to eat into my day a lot now. And then I do the UltraFlex replies and stuff. So maybe I do need to start, because we keep saying this, Dan, do some literal content on the page instead of doing fucking millions of DMs and stuff. But I do like to reply, because I know when I was younger, I would have thought, you fucking reply through a question and stuff. But it is just eating into my day too much now.
It does come. Sometimes it does come too much where it's like, well, no. If I've told you what to eat and what to train, and then they're like, well, what exercises should I do? And I was like, no, that's a little bit. I can give you an idea, concept. I'll give you a concept, and but if I'm
basically want you to coach them for free on Instagram.
Then it's like
the only ones I will blatantly ignore is, hey, give me a diet. Like, you say, hey, just bad manners. I don't reply.
Hey,
to those
fuck
ones.
off.
Yeah, I don't even reply, man. It's just rude.
Jeez.
Give it
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
But yeah, coaches do have their own families and lives and stuff, and I know that the it's died down a little bit now, but obviously the thing that everyone was putting on is like always at work, I'm like always at the thing, I'm like always checking and all that sort of stuff, and I thought like that's really good, but I'm thinking if you're doing it totally on the fly, are you making good decisions?
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of, I mean, I'm a bloke multitasking, like whatever, maybe I'm having a row with my wife, which obviously never happens. But am I making, so if I'm replying to text on my work phone, I'm doing it on my computer with their file up, making sure that I'm thinking about it. If I was doing it on WhatsApp, whatever.
Yeah, that's why I'll say to people,
Yeah.
I'll usually reply in the evening because I'm at my desk away from the rest of the day.
And also the
Yeah.
style in which I reply, if it's just is a thing, is like very different. Like very different.
So WhatsApp, they get like 3 sentences and then that's it.
Well, I have accidentally a couple of times replied and been like, I forgot you're actually on prep. You don't have a sense of humour. My bad. I shouldn't have said that about your mum.
Fuck's sake.
Right, I think that probably wraps it up. Ron, what do you reckon? Let's get Ron in here. Come and see Ron.
Dan's just using all the hooks and for the reels and stuff here. Dogs and
That's
children,
it.
sunglasses.
That's a thumbnail sorted.
There's a Ron Ron. Say hello to the viewers, Ron. And Ron's made some gains.
Get Ron the shades. Come on, put them on there. Come on, Ron. He doesn't like that at all.
He loves it. Look
Well, I
at it.
used to like a bit of shades on. No, Ron's fuck off. We don't want the shades on.
All right, man. Comments, like, follow, subscribe, all of that stuff. We've been Durham. We've been 100%.
How are you going to do that there, Chris? There's either a double bicep
And we'll catch you probably on Zoom soon.
Loom.
Loom.